Okay, what do you say, brother? Fire in the hole?
Fire in the hole. Bag it.
See if you can pick this one out, man. Actually, you know what? I should just put give you the fingers on this. On the
Yeah. You should give me control for this.
Give you the control here. Okay.
41 years ago today, 1978, this song came out.
Let's kick it off.
You know how many Little Kings I drank as a junior high student to this?
Little Kings! Oh, Little Kings!
Those little eight packs of Little Kings, man. Slam that 8-pack down on the walk to the junior high Sadie Hawkins dance.
I have not heard the name Little Kings in such a long time. That's a cheers on that
that's
one.
A cheers to the cream ale,
baby.
Oh, my
gosh, Little Kings. That's beautiful. Yeah, you're right. You could just down those things.
Oh, yeah.
Just stupid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gee. And they were the right size, too.
Oh, yeah, perfect. They were perfect.
Absolutely the perfect size.
8 ounces. It was like 3 gulps. Boom, 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 boom. Gone. Next.
Oh, man, that is a great remembrance there, dude.
Yeah.
So, okay, now who is this?
This is Foghat. This is Foghat, man.
And Slow Ride. And so you said, when was it? This came out, 41 years ago?
41 years ago today, 1978.
How be doggone. I remember when this thing was out. I mean, everybody was
I was 12, man. Bell-bottom jeans, big hair, buck teeth.
Oh, dude, that is a great memory. Nice call on that one. I tell you what, got to give you some knuckles on that. That was a very good one. For all the folks out there, I mean, all the kids, if you ever heard this is just a jamming song.
Well, they heard this because this is like the first song you play in that, what's the guitar game?
The Guitar Hero?
Yeah. This is like one of the first songs you play, man.
This is one of those all-time just jamming songs. Excellent. So this is, who are you?
I'm Fire.
And I am Brimmstone. This is podcast number 14, dude. Which is amazing.
Yeah, we're getting up here. Yeah. The FCC hasn't called yet or anything.
We're working towards that. We're going to give that a shot. It's Thursday.
It's good to have goals.
Yeah, it's right. Exactly. It's Thursday, December 15th. And again, this is, we remember fireandbrimstone.com and Fire and Brimstone on Facebook and Fire and Brim on Twitter.
Baby.
There you go, dude. So, hey, what'd you do over the past weekend, past couple days?
I don't recall doing anything memorable, man. I mean, the whole getting the Christmas decorations and all that crap up out of the driveway or out of the basement and all that. And they're still in the boxes.
Yeah.
They're still sitting there.
Yeah.
Probably about December 18th, I'll be decorated and ready to go, and it'll be February before they're put away. But
I hear how that goes.
Yeah, I march to a different time clock.
That's excellent. Well, you always hear me about talking about something that I have.
I know
what? Go ahead.
My son graduated college.
Oh, that's
last
right.
Weekend. How the hell did I forget about that?
Congratulations on that.
Jesus.
That's
you know why I forgot? I forgot that because I went sober.
That's they don't do it every time. Every single time. You went out of your element. You went out of your comfort zone there, sober. I mean, it
was weird, man. It was weird.
You can't even spell that word.
No, I was on a college campus, and I was straight, man. Weird.
Oh, that's great. Congratulations to him.
Oh, yeah, thanks, man.
And he's got to be proud. I know you're proud.
Oh, yeah. He's off to go be a rocket now, in the spring.
That is excellent.
On to bigger and better things.
That's excellent. Well, this weekend, it was Meredith's birthday. Last week, and so we made a birthday cake for her. Meredith and I made this birthday. It was once again, we got to put this on Fire and Brimstone.
You were the freaking chef
master,
man.
You know what?
You know what? After the season, we're going to have like a little
cake off.
A
bake off something. I mean, it just.
I don't think you want to eat my brownies. Dude.
I would love to eat your brownies. I would absolutely love to eat your brownies.
We're going to hell.
Oh, one of my favorite Barney Miller episodes. I don't even remember that. It was. I know that goes a long ways back.
Wojahowitz.
About brownies. It's delivered to the station. But it was a red velvet cake that we actually made it pink because Meredith likes pink, and cream cheese frosting. And I tell you what, it was like 10,000 calories a slice. To hell with it. It was absolutely
Wash it down with some wine?
Wash it down with some wine.
Outstanding.
Absolutely beautiful. But that was fun. And I'm still reeling a little bit, from last week, a week ago when the Raiders were playing. And I realized, you know what? I didn't wear a Raiders shirt. That's why they lost.
Oh, are you superstitious?
Yeah,
right.
Man. Are you superstitious?
I used to be, like when I played and stuff, the left sock had to go on first.
Yeah.
And all, and,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm superstitious. I admit I'll wear the shirt that works and all that. So, I didn't wear a Raiders shirt. Now, you do have to ask the question, though. Well, for the past 15 years, dude, when the Raiders were losing 10 games a year, when you were wearing the shirts, it didn't help you.
I'm surprised you weren't in therapy.
It wasn't exactly helping you out there. So.
At least you wash the shirt imagine if you said, I'm not washing this thing until they win.
Well, you ever see guys, like the baseball players especially, that when they go out to the field,
hop over the lines and the base.
They get all these different things. And I'm sure football players have it too. But I think in baseball they seem to have the most. They got all that time on their hands. They do.
I mean, all that downtime between pitches, and
that is an absolutely good call on that one. So, dude. Yeah, you know what? With the thing that we are fired up about though is college football. We're back into obviously the pros, but we're just getting all fired up here. I mean,
the holidays are about to kick off here shortly.
Yeah, and so what? So we got the bowls, but the AP release.
The All-Americans, baby.
Yeah, the All-American team, which is
our Buckeyes
cool.
fared well.
Yeah,
we got 3 guys that made the first team. Malik Hooker, who was the only sophomore, by the way.
That's right.
He was the only sophomore first-teamer. Curtis Samuel, Curtis Samuel, a player's good when they kind of make up a position to make you.
Yeah, did you see that? Did you see the way they list that?
Yeah.
All-purpose player. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? You're right. It is. That is a different one, isn't it? I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
Well, he like screws 2 people out of a first-team All-American status. He toasts a running back and he toasts a wide receiver. Then our boy Elfline also made it a first teamer. So and then Billy Price and Raekwon were second team.
And so like you said, Ohio State and Alabama both had 6 players, and the 3 teams. Clemson had 5 players, and what did Washington have?
2. They had 2 second teamers.
2. Okay, yeah. So it's fitting that especially Ohio State, Alabama and Clemson. Kind of they're filling out the ranks there. And that's about right, isn't it? It seems that way. But yeah, that's a cool thing that came out. And then of course, we're knocking on the door of playoffs, or not playoffs, the bowls. There are including the championship. There are 42 bowls. You're going to watch them all?
That's 84 teams. 84 out of what? 128?
Yeah, pretty much.
What is it? That's like 95 or some ridiculous number percentage.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is. In fact, they start on Saturday. There's 6 bowl games on Saturday that get kicked off, and including, which is really cool, our University of Toledo Rockets. They kick off their bowl. The season kicks off on Saturday with them when they're playing down in Montgomery, Alabama. And the what is that? The Camellia Bowl.
The Camellia Bowl.
Yeah, we got to look up that. What the heck is that?
I don't know. Is that some sort of flower or something?
It's got to be. I don't know.
It's in that dirty state of Alabama. So
yeah. And actually, ESPN's got that rated out of all the bowls, like in the middle of the pack. Look what they rate. What they say about this. When they give a little blurb about both teams, they write, "What do the Mountaineers and the Rockets have in common? They both defeated Michigan in the past 9 years."
Well, App State just made the jump to the big boy league.
They did.
So
they did.
A year or two, a couple years ago. So
and
they're already in a bowl. So
that's right. Because
that's a program.
When they beat Michigan, they were AA. Yeah, they were AA.
That's too bad.
Remember
that's
that joke?
Bad.
Remember that joke came out? How many batteries does it take to shock the Michigan, Wolverines? 1 AA.
Oh, that's classic. You know what? I'm tweeting that later.
So, you go to the front page, and they list all of the bowls in order of what they're calling the most entertaining.
Yep.
And, on that first page, the first 2, the Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State.
How can the playoffs not be 1 and 2?
That's right. And then the Peach Bowl, absolutely. But beyond those, are there any ones that just kind of jump out to you? Say, I can't miss this one.
3 and 4, SC and Penn State in the Rose Bowl, man. That is going to be a slobber knocker of a game, man. I tell you, I would love to see SC play Bama again right now. Nobody really wants to play SC, man. They came on like gangbusters.
And same with Penn State.
And Penn State, I was so pissed off when we got beat by them. But the last They're a squad.
If we could have gone back, if we could put ourselves back in time, go to August. Yeah. We fly out to Vegas and we put like $10,000 down in the bookies and go, okay, SC.
Where do you work, dude?
That's right. Loans, baby, loans. It's Vegas. We can get money over there. But if I told you that SC and Penn State would be playing in the Rose Bowl,
in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
I really think that Michigan-Florida State's going to be a heck of a matchup too, man.
I think so too.
Of course, that's a home game for the Seminoles, but that's all right.
It is. But last I saw, Michigan was favored by 7, and that just seems too low of a number for me. I think that Michigan.
You think they're going to?
I think they're going to destroy them. I think they're going to destroy them. What do you say? A 6-pack on that one?
I'll take the Noles in the points.
You'll take the Noles in the points?
I'll take the Noles
I will
in the
give
points
you the Noles in the
that's
points.
Fine. That's fine.
Okay, we'll put a 6-pack on that one.
That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one.
Here, number 8, the number 8th ranked bowl, the Broncos versus Cheese Brothers, man. Western Michigan versus Whisk.
That is going to be a fun game. That is going to be it's a slobber knocker.
As far as living up here, in the MAC country, we really need Western to pull that out.
Yeah.
It's
always hard to root against a Big Ten team, though. When it comes to bowls, but
but when it's a MAC underdog, it's Cheese Brothers. Man.
To see the MAC in a big game like that in the Cotton Bowl,
I agree.
That's pretty doggone impressive that they're out there like that. But
are there any other monster?
Where did Houston end up? I'm just curious where Houston is. They started out so doggone strong. And then, they did end up with, 3 losses?
Houston is in the Vegas Bowl against San Diego State.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
I think that I would give the nod on Houston on that one. That seems to be, at least, let's see what Major Applewhite, now the head coach there, with Herman leaving. And Applewhite was the offensive coordinator. So I don't think they really lose anything.
Well, well, first of all, Major's, he was already there.
Yeah.
And he is a Texas guy.
Yep.
I think it's a good move,
I think it is. So, going back to that Fiesta Bowl, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. So we've been talking about, we don't know a heck of a lot, up here, in Buckeye Nation, about what's going on with Clemson.
I have some family that lives in South Carolina, so I hear they're chipping all the time about it, but it's anecdotal. It's like,
So what we have done, we've reached out to a gentleman that covers the Clemson Tigers down in South Carolina, and we've got the pleasure of having Brad Senkiw on the line. He writes for the Anderson Independent Mail down in South Carolina. So, Brad, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Great. Welcome to the show, Brad.
So,
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
no problem.
So, we were just thinking, what's the weather like down there, Brad? Just out of curiosity.
It's about 40 degrees, maybe 42. It's not too bad. During the day, it's about 60. 55 is about as cold as it's getting right now. But we are starting to get a little bit of that cold front that was moving through. We're kind of on the edge of it, so it's going to cool down a little bit more here.
It's cooling down.
You might get in the low 30s.
We might drop all the way down to the 20s. We've experienced some 20s.
You know what? When you walk outside and your snot freezes, then give us a call, because that's about where we're at right now. It's like minus 12 with the wind chill up here, man. It's brutal.
All right.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, well, I hope you never experience it either. I really do.
Yeah, when the head of your beer freezes.
Oh, yeah. Literally, your snot freezes. When you blow your nose, you're blowing icicles, man.
You know what? Let's get off the weather.
Yeah, they got us beat there, that's for sure.
Okay.
Let's talk football.
Yeah.
So Brad, what is coming from the ACC and Clemson, and you guys played us a couple years ago. What's the fan base, and what's your perception of the Buckeyes down south?
Well, I think first and foremost, everybody knows what kind of storied program Ohio State is. I think that having Urban Meyer there, a lot of fans I think can relate to Urban Meyer. When he was at Florida, everybody keeps up with the SEC around here, and Urban Meyer. I remember when he he did TV for a while when he was in between jobs.
Yep.
And he loved Clemson. He came to Clemson. He talked so positive about it. And so I think the fans kind of appreciated what Urban Meyer said about Death Valley, their stadium, and their fan base, and just how everything went. So I think there's a lot of people that have an appreciation for Ohio State in this area. I mean,
cool.
Look, it was a big deal when Clemson beat Ohio State in that Orange Bowl a few years ago. I mean, that's not something that Clemson had done. That was the first BCS Bowl Clemson had ever won.
Oh, wow.
So
a little legitimacy,
and
huh?
That was right. And well, the year before that, they had beaten LSU in the Chick-fil-A Bowl, and that sort of set the stage.
Tone. Cool.
Then they go and beat Ohio State in the Orange Bowl, and that really kicked things off. I mean, this is a program that's had 6 consecutive 10-win seasons. So
yeah, that's a real deal.
They right now, Clemson fans have a very, very fond memories of playing Ohio State. In fact, we did a story recently on the 1978 game.
The Woody Punch.
Yes,
the Woody Punch.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. That thing, we put it on our Facebook page. It had more comments than any story all week within the first hour it was up.
Well, I tell you, we'll link to that one.
Everybody remembers that. It was alive back then.
We'll link to that article as well, Brad. That's really cool.
That is cool.
That is really cool. And you're right, that 2014 game, that was a slobber knocker game.
That was a great one.
You know, Taj Boyd just did he had 5 touchdowns that game?
I hate losing games, obviously, but man, that was a good one. I mean, you guys had Watkins, who's just a stud. Taj Boyd. I mean, he put a 40 on us, man. I mean,
is there a similarity to this team today to that team? I mean, you've got Deshaun. You've got Watson. You've got that nice wide receiver of yours, Mike Williams. It seems similar,
almost formula-like. Yeah.
Well, the offense is the identity of Clemson.
Yep.
This offense that Chad Morris brought to Clemson back in 2011 and kind of changed really the whole mindset of this program. It gave them an identity. This quarterback that's centered around the run, spread it out. It's a power run game, but there's still a lot of spread pass options in this thing. And when Morris brought that, he then left and went to SMU. The offense stayed. Clemson said this is Clemson's offense, not Chad Morris's offense.
There you go.
And Morris coached in that game. Well, that was his last bowl game that he coached in, because at the end of the next season he left. So the principles are the same. Now the people are different, obviously. Deshaun Watson, like you said, Mike Williams. Wayne Gallman's a much better running back than Clemson had against Ohio State the last time they played. To me, it's an offense that will look very similar to what Ohio State saw, but there's a lot of little things.
Nuances.
Watson is a really good runner with the football.
Sure.
And he's picking it up lately. So I think that's a good point. I think there will be some similarities.
Yeah, that looks at which actually I think scares Ohio State fan. Obviously, that's kind of a stupid statement. Obviously, yes. When you look at, I think one of the things that Ohio State really got ripped on a lot is when you do have that running quarterback, and if they're able to spread the field out, with Williams, and even the run game, then that means that Watson, he didn't run a lot this year, did he?
No, it was a very different style this year for him. I think some of it was they were trying to protect him, and some of it was teams were taking it away. I mean, Auburn kind of gave the blueprint on how to keep Deshaun Watson from running. But this offense is centered around that run. When he gets going with his legs, it sets up the short passing game.
Yep.
It sets up the run pass option.
Linebackers stay home.
Yep. Right. That then sets up Mike Williams down the field. And look, Clemson's got a ton of receivers. This might be, maybe talent-wise, the best overall receiving core in the country, going against that Ohio State secondary.
Yeah, that's going to be a matchup, man. That's
Yeah.
going to be a great matchup. Your receivers against our secondary.
Yeah, it's really just strength on strength, because Clemson did not run the ball. I mean, they claim to be a power run team, didn't run the ball as much as they did last year, mainly because of, I think, that receiving core. And there were so many options. This is not just Mike Williams. There's Artavis Scott, Hunter Renfrow in the slot, Deion Kane going deep. Ray McLeod can do a little bit of everything. So, and then they got the tight end Jordan Leggett, who's more like a receiver than a tight end. He runs free a lot and makes plays. So, there's just a lot of weapons surrounding Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Well, Watson doesn't key on receivers. He makes his reads and throws to the open guy, and that's
exactly right.
That's what makes an offense very dangerous. He's not afraid to check down and let a guy take his athletic ability and get some yards after a catch and move the ball, which that's terrifying.
He's been better the second half of the season because he wasn't throwing so many deep balls and trying to force things. He started taking more of what they were given, and his numbers went up, and the chemistry of the offense just increased.
Yeah, I do remember watching a couple early games, man. You guys struggled, and we were kind of in the same boat, trying to lose a couple of games.
Yes.
I remember watching the NC State going, all right, this is over. They're done, Misses that field goal, and then next thing you know, you come back. But you know what? Those are the kind of games that test a team's mettle and make you better. You know what I mean? Especially when you win, right? So,
right.
I think that's a big key. We were tested a lot too. There were some teams that we should have maybe just destroyed and had to fight for, which, that other team that both of us actually despise so much really didn't have to go through that this year. You know what I mean? Bama had a few games where they might have been down, like in the second half, for 2 minutes, but I don't think they've been tested. I don't recall a game with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter where they had to play to win.
No, they haven't had one of those. And sometimes when you play one of those late in the season, it can show.
Yep, exactly. So.
What scares Clemson about Ohio State? I mean, J.T. Barrett, Curtis Samuel. Is it what is there anything in the Ohio State offense that really poses a concern to Clemson's defense?
I think there's two things. One, Ohio State could be physical enough to challenge Clemson's defensive front. Clemson's defensive front is elite. It's one of the best units in the country. It's really deep, but I see some similarities in Ohio State's offensive line that I saw with Pitt. Pitt's the only team that beat Clemson this year. And
right.
I wouldn't say they manhandled Clemson, but they pushed Clemson around like nobody else had done all year.
Sure.
And created some holes. And I think Curtis Samuel's the wild card in all this.
He's scary.
He's the kind of guy that I'm not sure Clemson can defend. And in fact, I don't even know there's anybody on Clemson's team that will be able to line up with him and find a matchup that will work. I think Ohio State's going to use him in a bevy of ways and take advantage of some of Clemson's weaknesses that way.
Yeah, well, the one game we lost, he didn't get what 2 touches in the second half. I mean, how Samuel goes is how the Buckeyes go. That's a good point.
Yeah, the more touches that Samuel gets, the more likelihood that they're going to have that game.
When they have to list you as an All-American, and he was a first-team All-American, as a what was the word? What the AP call him?
Yeah, you like this, Brad. And the AP, he's first-team All-American. He's listed as the all-purpose player.
The all-purpose. I mean, what do you have?
That is the truest sense of the word.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
What do you have? Almost 900.
The term.
900 yards receiving almost. He had like 700 yards rushing. So what do you have? He averaged 8 yards a carry.
Yeah.
That's.
I didn't know they had that category.
I didn't either. But hey, we'll take it. He screwed 2 people out of an All-American position, right?
Right.
He kicked a running back and a wide receiver down to second team. So.
Yeah, it's
right.
That's something. And then so what kind of intangibles are there out there? I'm looking over at Trey right now, and talking to you, Brad. I mean, the intangibles. We
look pretty evenly matched, really. I mean,
does the experience? Okay, Clemson was here last year. They went through this last year. They got to the championship game. They're an experienced team. Ohio State's a younger team. Does that play into it?
We are the youngest team in the Power 5 conferences. We had 45 freshmen this year. We are very young. Although at this point in the season, you kind of graduated to the next grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean there may be some advantage there. I think that experience advantage comes more in the championship game if Clemson were to get there, because they would have gone through that, win a game, and then have to do a quick turnaround and get ready to play another top-notch opponent. Clemson's a very young team, too. There's some guys on this team that didn't go through that run last year. There's some guys on the team that play a lot who were reserves last year. Clemson's very young, a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
Oh, good.
Very small senior class. So I think there is some merit to that. But these are two programs that are used to the big stage.
Sure.
You know, I mean, these kids are kids who played big-time high school football.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I don't know if the stage is necessarily going to get either team. I just think it's whoever has their best players play the best is probably going to win.
Yeah. Sure. Hey, Brad, do you follow like NASCAR racing or any racing at all by chance?
A little bit. I used to, not as much now.
Well, the reason why I say that is because if you go to an event, let's say you go to a practice, and if you have a rookie going to a track for the first time, they'll put a little yellow piece of tape on the back of the car to let everybody know that that it's a rookie. But after like the first day of practice, then they rip it off. Well, back in August, those young players for Ohio State and Clemson, all right, the yellow tape on them. It's off now, man. It's you ripped it off. That they're out there, mixing up with everybody else.
Yeah, and I mean Ohio State played in big games this year. I mean the Michigan game, that had to be the biggest regular season game in all of college football. So I just don't really buy as much the shell shock factor.
Sure.
With either team.
That's a solid call. So I want to answer this question. Let's assume that Alabama beats Washington. So that means either Ohio State,
which is not a lock.
Well, no, it's not a lock. It's not a lock. But let's just make for this argument purpose that Alabama beats Washington. That means either Clemson or Ohio State go on to play Alabama. What do you see, Brad, from your perspective? I mean, if Clemson or Ohio State play Alabama, what's the takeaway there? What's the key thing that they have to focus on to try to beat an Alabama team?
Well, it starts with the quarterback. I mean, Alabama hasn't played really any great quarterbacks. I mean, Chad Kelly was the best quarterback they played for Ole Miss, and had it not been for a couple defensive plays and some special teams plays, Alabama might have lost that game. But outside of Chad Kelly, what quarterback have they played? So I think Deshaun Watson and J.T. Barrett can both give, and even Jake Browning in the semifinal can give Alabama some problems if they play well, because they have not faced a lot of that. Now Clemson's ability to spread the ball out, I think, is tougher on Alabama to defend. But I think Urban Meyer would have a game plan that would take advantage of some of what Alabama can't do against spread teams. I think you'd see some option type things out of Urban with J.T. Barrett and company that I think get Alabama in trouble. But you have to be diverse against Alabama. You can't just run the football up the middle like LSU tried to do every down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ohio State's definitely gonna have to get a deep ball established for both games. We got to stretch. I agree. That's kind of been our thorn in the side all year. The ability to get that ball deep.
There have been games where Ohio State wouldn't even throw the ball over the middle. I mean, I was at the Northwestern game, and I'm telling you, it wasn't until the fourth quarter that they actually threw the ball over the middle, and it was just if you're right. You're gonna when you play Clemson, you have to do that. If you play Alabama, you have to do that. That's just something that you got to do. So, are you going to head out to the desert there to see this game?
Yeah, I'm leaving December 26th, day after Christmas, flying out, and full coverage from the time I get there until the time I leave.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is beautiful.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
that is beautiful.
How big's your suitcase?
I went last year.
How big is your suitcase? I mean, I'm a svelte 270, so I might be able to get in a carry-on.
Well, it's big enough to fit my golf shoes.
I can caddy. I'm a big boy. I can carry clubs.
Well, I did.
I had a blast out there last year. That place is a lot of fun out in Arizona.
That's right. You guys were out there last year. It's a beautiful part of the country.
I've got several friends who I graduated high school with who all live out there. So yeah, they're throwing their pictures of their tickets up on social media, and the Buckeyes travel well. That place will be loaded.
Well, do they? Yeah, they usually do. How does Clemson travel? How does the fan base from Clemson when they're on the road? This is a neutral game, really. Both Ohio State and Clemson, are heading out west. How does Clemson fan travel?
Historically really well. I don't think it's going to be as strong a Clemson presence as it has been in the past. So many people went last year and spent practically their life savings to go see Clemson try to win a national title.
Yeah.
I mean, look, flights from the south all the way out to Phoenix are ridiculously high.
$1,200 or so, right?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you're lucky if you get it under $1,000.
Well, plus you only got like a week or two to get it scheduled, so that's where they sock it to you.
Right. So, I mean, I think that there'll be some. Now, Clemson has not sold their full allotment, and they do not expect to sell their full allotment to the fan base. So I expect there to be a fairly heavily Ohio State advantage when it comes to the crowd. Now, there'll be some Clemson diehards out there, but a lot of them are saving their money hoping that they beat Ohio State and end up in Tampa, which is only about a 8 or 9 hour drive.
That's right.
Yeah,
there you go.
From
South
Carolina.
Actually, that's a good call because you're right. It's just really right down the road from you. Now, quick question. Just why don't we separate it out? We talked about the Alabama-Washington game. Who do you think will win that game? I mean, what's your take on that game?
On Alabama-Washington?
Yep, Peach Bowl.
I think Alabama is just going to be too physical for Washington. I think Washington was able to use the run to set up the pass a lot this season, and I think Alabama's going to take that away and try to make Jake Browning beat them in the pocket, which is going to be really tough against that big, strong Alabama defensive line. And then, Alabama's going to do what they do on offense: control the ball, run it, throw a little bit of spread in there. Lane Kiffin's still going to be around. Just do kind of the little things that drive teams crazy. And I think Alabama will win that game.
Yeah, I do too. It's hard to not say that Alabama's going to win that game. I mean, hey, but you nailed it before, Brad. And Troy and I have talked about this pretty much all year. They really haven't faced anybody. They have not faced. They have not faced a Watson or Barrett. That's for doggone sure. And if they go on,
right,
they're going to have to face one of those two guys.
Yeah.
Well, I think when you get to this elite level and you're playing from these high stakes, the quarterback position's magnified even more. I mean, you can get away with subpar quarterback play against, teams like Mississippi State or even an NC State, people like that. But when you're playing at this high level, you don't win these games unless your quarterbacks play well.
I'd agree with that.
Absolutely.
And both our quarterbacks are highly experienced in this theater, so
yeah,
that
for
bodes
sure.
well for us.
And another question, Brad. If you're a college football fan in general, besides the big two games, the Peach Bowl and the Fiesta Bowl, are there any other games that if you have a chance when you're out there, you're not on the golf course or you're enjoying the the desert, that you might be able to peek to the TV and go, I want to watch this one?
I really hadn't thought about that much. I've been so engrossed getting ready for this game that I haven't really looked at some of these other matchups. But there's some teams I'd like to see finish. I want to see Florida State one last. I want to see what Dalvin Cook does one last time.
Sure,
he's one of my favorite players in college football, an absolute beast. I thought he should have been in New York. I think he's one of the top 5 players in the country. He's the guy I want to see play. So. But once I get caught up with some work, and these first few bowl games I don't pay any attention to. But you're right. Once I get out there, I'll be able to watch some games.
There you go. Good, because there's plenty of good ones. We talked about it earlier. You got USC and Penn State out there in the Rose Bowl. You got a team close to us, only 2 hours away, in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Western Michigan Broncos undefeated against Wisconsin. So in that Michigan Florida State game, so there's some good ones out there.
Yeah, there's because we're not going to be in the warmth, Brad. So we really need stuff to watch on TV.
Yeah.
We will be jealous of you the whole time. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Yes, you will have to stay indoors. While I'm on the golf course, I will think about you guys having.
You know what? Send us some links send us some pics to link up to our website, so you can just kind of rub it in our face a little.
Dude, that is rubbing. That is throwing shade on us.
That's beautiful.
You know what? And if I were sitting in his position, I would do the exact same thing.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Now we got goals for next year. You know what I mean?
That's right. That's beautiful. Well, Brad,
hold on.
No,
we
ahead.
can't let him off the hook.
Okay,
man.
Go ahead.
I need a prediction.
You know what?
Give it to us.
All right,
brother.
go ahead.
No, you ain't
That's
getting off the hook.
You know what? Go for it.
the game is still so far out, and I've still got a lot of research to do. But if I had to make a pick right now, I think I'd take Clemson in a close game because I just think that Ohio State's gonna have to throw the ball down the field to beat Clemson's defense, and I don't know if they can do it. Now, there is a caveat. I do think there's a couple things that Ohio State can find, and if it works offensively and they're able to score some points, I think Ohio State can win the game. But I just think Clemson is going to be able to score enough points with that high scoring attack that they're going to find a way to pull it out.
I'm going 47-38 Bucks. That's my
47-38.
47-38
That's
Bucks.
A high scoring.
Dude, are you serious?
Yes. It's going to be a barn burner. That's my call.
Dude,
that would be fun with me. That'd be a lot of fun.
It's first of all, it's hot. It's the desert. It's going to be a scorcher. It's 47-38 Bucks.
Oh wow,
that's my call, man.
That's a heck of a number. Yeah, I'm stunned. I'm looking at him right now. But really,
you're giving Urban and Dabo like 3.5 weeks to prepare for this. They're going to light it up, man.
I'm going to say,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, that's
I don't know. Maybe the long break between games slows the teams down in the first half. It takes a while to get the fireworks going. Who knows?
Let's see. I'm going to go Ohio State 27, Clemson 24.
Squeaker field goal.
You know what? And that's one of those. It could go the flip away round. It could be Clemson 27, Ohio State 24.
Just do my heart a favor and not go to double overtime again. I just can't deal with that, man. I mean, I'm 50 now. You know what I mean? The ticker's important.
Yeah, I'll be on deadline that night, so I'm really not pulling for any sort of extracurricular football.
Oh, that's right. That's beautiful. So Brad, thank you so very much for your time.
Yeah, this has been great, man. It's been a pleasure.
And
yeah, it's been a lot of fun talking to you guys. I enjoyed it.
And then, as Troy said, send us some pics from out there.
Oh,
if you get a minute, send us some pics.
We'll build a snowman for you, so you get a little perspective. You know what I mean?
I'm hoping there's going to be at least 1 or 2 good 70-degree days, and I'll take some pictures and some shorts.
Jeez. You know what?
You know what? I'd say show me your white legs, but you live in the South anyway, so you're all suntan anyway.
Yeah. Enjoy it, my man.
All right, I appreciate that.
You enjoy the holidays and safe travels, buddy.
Yes, thank you very much.
Ciao.
Happy holidays to you guys, too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Dude, that was an absolute blast talking to Brad.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was
really fun. I am looking forward to that game even more now at, that Fiesta Bowl. But, New Year's Eve can't come soon enough. So, right. This time in New Year's Eve.
What bad timing, though.
You
know what I mean?
This room's going to be full of people.
Well, there's going to be a lot of divorces early part
there could be.
of the year.
And there might be guys going, well, that's going to make the day better. I'm just going to be able to watch the game the whole time,
Yeah.
But it's that's going to be a blast. And again, that was Brad Senkiw from the Anderson Independent Mail down in South Carolina, covering the Clemson Tigers. We're looking forward to them in the Fiesta Bowl. You can look them up at Orange and White. Just do at Orange and White if you're on Twitter and Facebook, and you will look these guys up. And looking forward to talking to Brad again, hopefully maybe after the Fiesta Bowl. So what do you say we go into the some NFL talk here?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
How'd we do last week?
You fared somewhat better than me last week. You were 12 of 16 straight up. I was 10 of 16. Let me see where we got hosed at here. Where was the big difference?
Hey, okay.
I took the clowns.
You took the clowns.
I took the clowns. Just hoping for a little inspiration, and the Colts. And the Colts just shit down their legs. So.
And you took the 49ers too.
Yeah.
That was a pick-em game. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. They're horrendous. They're horrendous.
they're just bad. Flat out bad.
And then against the spread, you were actually 10 of 16, and I was 8 of 16.
Which is not bad. Which is at any point.
Those were some tight ball games. I mean, that was,
I heard some dudes talking on the radio the other day about, just picking NFL games. They said, geez, it's impossible. Just kind of. So our numbers are ranking pretty doggone good. I think that we are probably tracking about as good as we can.
You look at the Packers-Seahawks game, the Seahawks were favored by 3 and got crushed by 28. Who the hell's making that spread?
I picked the Seahawks all the way on that. I did not see that happening.
Well, I didn't see a 38-10 thrashing, though.
I mean, give Green Bay credit. Yeah. I mean, I said they've been gooded cheese lately.
But you know what? They're still deficient as hell.
They are.
I mean, they have no running game. You cannot. Rodgers can't throw them to victory. They have to have some semblance of a running game to keep some linebackers honest, and now his calf is dinged up a little bit, so we'll see. But for the year, then you're at 64.4% straight up. I'm at 64.9, a virtual dead heat.
Beautiful.
That's a dead heat. Against the spread, you're at 57% to my 52. So
that's still we're both making money.
That's probably about a 2 or 3 game differential there. So we're getting tight
money
going in the season.
We are.
We're gonna have to throw some triple super shocks in there somewhere and start gambling. The typical guy. You start losing, so you start gambling bigger.
That's right. Yeah,
Smart
go all
move.
in. Just
Smart
go all in.
move.
Just keep pushing it in.
Oh yeah.
So you mentioned about the Packers and the Lions won again. They're 9-4. It's just, and it's fun to see a team that you just don't see in it that often. And this was out without Megatron.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to go, what would they do if they had Calvin Johnson right now?
I know. But sometimes they're addition by subtraction. Maybe.
Yeah, but dude, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's still Calvin Johnson.
But other people have had to step up. You're right. Yeah. So, but yeah, they're for real.
Yeah, because when you look at the receiving core. You've got Anquan Bolden. Now he's a little bit long in the tooth, but he's still playing.
He's still a tough physical guy. They'll go across the middle and you smack him in the mouth, and he's going to get up and play.
You got Marvin Jones.
Yep.
And then you got Golden Tate.
Yeah.
that's
a good set of receivers.
That is a good set of receivers.
When you have a guy with a howitzer for an arm.
Yes.
I mean that's pretty good.
Now Stafford did hurt his finger, but it's okay. It's a middle finger.
Yeah, it's not a big deal with the grip and all that. Not nearly as bad as your boy Carr with the double dislocation on the pinky, which is critical for grip.
Which I got to think that
hurt him a little bit, man. In Kansas City in that cold ass weather,
I think they had to hurt him a little bit. He'll never
brutal.
say it.
No,
but
of course not.
You think that because that was his worst passing performance.
That was a great game to watch.
It was a fun game to watch.
I had so much fun watching that. That reminded me when I was a little kid watching Chiefs, and Raiders.
Okay, this is sour grapes. Did you see the one pass where they say that it hit the NBC wire that was going over? It was in the fourth quarter, and or end of the third or the beginning of the fourth, and Carr throws his bomb to Amari Cooper. Cooper is wide open. He's tracking the ball, and all of a sudden the ball hits the ground like about 5 yards away from him. It's just kind of like a duck. Yeah, and so you couldn't see it on the TV broadcast, but everybody in the stadium said it hit the wire. That the camera that goes over. Yeah, it hit the damn wire. And it went, okay, it's sour grapes. And the guys just looked at each other like, well, what are we going to do about that?
What I don't know what the ruling would be on that.
I think it's just
it's in play.
It's in play. I think it's in play. So it is what it is. It just I don't think he's not going to replay it or something like that. I mean, he would have had a touchdown. It would have been a 6 out of the way he was open. But okay, it is what it is. All right. And the same token, all right, my Raiders lose, and what about your...
My Cowboys took it on the chin. They beat themselves. There was a great meme out on social media for that game. You can't spell Dallas without 2 L's. So New York, have your fun. But guess what? You're still like 3 games behind us. Bastards.
That's good.
Dez has that fumble. We talked about, there's never a good time to lose. Well, but you know what? That was a hard game. They lost. They come back pissed off because you got Tampa this week, and Tampa is playing football.
You've got them, and it's the same with the Raiders. I know I said last week that sometimes a loss is good. Just to kind of you recalibrate them, know what they're doing, and our friend Nick Saban had a little bit something to say about that, didn't he?
Yeah, once or twice.
Is it okay to lose this game? It's never okay to lose a game.
All right, that's what we have to enforce. I mean, it is never okay to lose a game.
No, because if Dallas wins that game, we're at 12. It's locked up.
Yeah,
it's locked up. So I mean, but such is life.
Yeah,
but we're playing 3 playoff. 2 out of the next 3 games are playoff teams.
Yep.
We got Tampa, We end with Philly. I forget who we play after Tampa. The Vikings, maybe. I forget who it is. But so we got to play football. We're going to have to play solid football the last 3 weeks of the season.
And you want to finish the season strong.
Well, and we're going to have to earn it.
I think the best thing for the Cowboys, we've got the playoff scenarios here. If they win on Sunday, let's see, if they win on Sunday, Dallas clinches NFC East and a first-round bye. Actually, it's Dallas win and Giants loss or tie. So you got to hope that the Giants lose this coming weekend. And then the Cowboys have it wrapped up for the they get a bye.
Oh, and the Giants got the Lions, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. Oh, wow.
No, that's brutal. That's a heartbreaker.
Oh, you're right.
Go Detroit.
Oh, the Lions at who are you going to be rooting for that game?
Yeah. Go Lions. Please, old Lions, do not show up.
Okay, but if that happens, that means you can rest. If you want, you could play Romo the last game. Mm-hmm. Give him some reps, which it would not be a bad. And who is that? Alfred Morris, your backup running back.
Yeah.
Give him some reps
give
too.
Give him some touches. Yeah,
so that's not bad at all.
We're late into the season here, and you got a rookie quarterback, you got a rookie running back. That proverbial wall. A little rest ain't going to hurt nobody. So
now the team that scares me, in the AFC, are the Steelers.
The Squealers.
Gosh, their metal seems to be hardening.
Well, Bell is back, and man, does that make a difference in the ball game, man?
Roethlisberger seems to be okay. Bell is back.
Well, Bell and Zeke are so similar. They'll peel a linebacker in pass protection. They can catch the ball, and they can run like deer.
They're the ones that just scare me just in the playoffs, that team.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very likely that the Raiders, would end up facing a Steelers team. And then, the Patriots.
I hate them. I just hate them. God, it's going to be 20 years before they're irrelevant, man.
I know.
Belichick's going to coach till he's 200.
I know.
He's like freaking Yoda. Tom, how old's Tom now? Is he 39?
He's almost 40, yeah. So he's 39.
He ain't shown any signs of
slowing
he's
down.
Not.
He's not. The dude is, he's got some magic dust or something.
Heartbreak story last week though was the Dolphins, man. Damn it. Tannehill finally breaks free. Really starts to show that he can be a franchise quarterback. Right. The team is finally gelled around him.
Absolutely.
Which is, what they lacked before, I think, in my opinion. Confidence behind him. He had that support and rips a freaking ACL, man.
Matt Moore is a solid backup quarterback. He's not going to lead him anywhere.
But
he's not going to.
Well, here's the thing, though. They got the Cardinals. And they're at home in Miami. You squeak that one out. I'm sorry. They played the Cardinals.
Yeah, they played the Cardinals.
They've got.
Who do they got this week? They
Where
have.
Are the Finns?
They got the Jets. They play Saturday night. Okay, so that's a win. That's a win for them. I'd get them down straight up and against the spread to win on that one. So why don't we talk about it? What's some of the big games this week? We just talked about the Jets and the Dolphins. We mentioned about the Lions and the Giants. As much as I hate to say it, I got to go with the Giants straight up in the spread. I mean, the Dolphins got to earn it. They're going to go into New York, and they got to earn it.
Cowboys, Buccaneers.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Actually, that is a very big one.
That's a huge one, man.
Because the Buccaneers need that game.
They do.
And you notice how many times the Cowboys are playing in front of a big audience? Sunday nights, Monday nights, Thursday nights. The last couple of weeks.
They're the Cowboys.
They're the Cowboys. I mean, the thing about the Cowboys, they're one of those teams.
You love them or you hate them.
You have an opinion.
But you watch.
That's right. You have an opinion. I mean, you're the Rams.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever. Yeah, who cares? The Cowboys, you either love them or hate them.
You know what? Denver and New England, man. That's going to be a game.
That is a very intriguing game. Denver needs that game.
Well, Denver's fighting for their life.
That's right.
I'm going to take Denver in that game.
Denver needs that game.
It's in Mile High. They're fighting for their lives. I think they'll scrap that one out, man.
I'm taking the Patriots. Patriots straight up and against the spread. My Raiders play Sunday afternoon against the Chargers. Raiders win that game. They're in the playoffs. Kansas
City, Tennessee is an
actually
intriguing
that
game
is
too,
an intriguing
man.
game. That is, Tennessee just bumped off Denver.
Yep.
They got a couple quality wins, and you're right, Kansas City. I tell you what, but it's in Kansas City. It's in Arrowhead, and that is a tough team to play at home. That's an ugly team.
Do you know how cold it's going to be again?
Oh, goodness, I know.
Oh, my God, my nipples about fell off driving over here, man. It's only going to get worse later. It's brutal.
Geez. Just going outside and playing football like that.
Yeah.
That's how you get paid the bucks.
Those are most of the big games, man. There's now then next week and the week after, it's all the games are critical.
Yeah,
there'll be some filtering this week.
So I heard this story back in the what they called the Ice Bowl back in the 60s. It was Dallas.
Don't.
No.
Shit up.
It was what
I remember it. I remember it all
Dallas.
too well.
Yeah, there was Dallas.
I didn't watch it, but I seen all the highlights.
Dallas and Green Bay. And it was like
5 below.
Yeah, 5 or 10 below, right?
Without wind chill.
Cold game. And that was just in the
I think it was coldest game in recorded history.
If not, it was definitely in the top 5.
Yeah.
So they were actually taking a commercial break, and one of the players comes up to the refs and starts chewing out the refs and go, dude, we're freezing out here. Everybody's freezing. We can't have a stupid commercial break, and it was right as TV was really coming on, everybody's on. So the ref, is thinking, well, how am I going to get this big guy away from me? He's yelling at me, stop it. He goes, well, the money for this commercial break goes to the players' union. And the guy goes, well, okay. It's or there's like the players' retirement fund or something like that. Yeah. Okay, that's all right.
Yeah, this is going to your alcohol fund after the
game. So he just turned around at a dime on that.
Yeah. Go pop a Vicodin and relax.
But, let's see. I also had, we talked about the playoffs. Just in the playoff running real quick here, the Patriots, the Chiefs, the Steelers, and the Texans are leading their division.
Yep.
And the Raiders and Broncos, they're following up. So that, a lot can happen in the next 3 weeks.
Well, then you got Dolphins, and you got Baltimore, and you got Tennessee.
Yeah.
So you're 9 deep right now in the AFC.
And then the NFC, your Cowboys have a 2-game advantage.
You're 9 deep there too.
That's
man.
right. That's
Damn.
right. Cowboys they get the run for the home field advantage all the way through. Then you get the Lions, Seahawks, and Falcons leading their divisions, and then you get the Giants and the Buccaneers.
But you got the Skins sitting out there, and you got Minnesota, and you got the Pack. So
they're all fighting it. And when I look at that, when I was talking about the Steelers, I'm afraid of the Steelers in the AFC. I hate to tell you this, it looks like the Giants. The Giants kind of played for me the Steeler card. I'm just afraid of them.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. I hate to see them.
All of a sudden, Eli becomes
what is this?
Superman.
What is this? This guy
the big goofy dork that he is. All of a sudden, he becomes the Man of Steel, and he's unstoppable.
Yeah, dork. I mean, it just. I'm not an Eli Manning fan. But he does it 2 Super Bowl wins.
Yeah. Hey, big brother, you can have all the accolades you want. I got the jewelry, bro.
Look what I got, man. Look what I got.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
If the Giants get a third, is that an automatic Hall of Fame trip for Mr. Eli?
That's a very good question. I think you have to. I think you have. If you've got
because he seems like a marginal player now. He's not regarded like his brother. He just doesn't have the consistency.
I know
that his brother does. But man, when he gets hot, dude, he's me. He's fire.
And you know what? You can't argue with him in the big games. He comes and he plays.
He wins.
He wins. It's not pretty. It's not. It doesn't look.
Little
good.
brother's never lost a Super Bowl.
No.
Big brother.
No, he hasn't. You're right. He hasn't lost a Super Bowl, has he? So that's a doggone good question. Can you just base on that? Because you're right. If you strip out
I'm sure
the
his
Super Bowl,
numbers are gaudy as hell with passing yards and touchdowns and all that.
It would be interesting to see. We got to look that up to see where he stands. Strip away the Super Bowl wins.
Yep.
I think
see how he racks up.
He's above the 50 percentile.
Oh,
but
easy.
But do you put him in? That's a doggone good question. I love that one. So, hey, anything else you want to cover here?
No, I think we've covered the NFL pretty well. So,
dude, this is an absolute blast as usual.
Always, man.
You know what? Looking forward to next week. Next week we'll do the. I've got let's see. On Wednesday I've got knee surgery, So I've got the, so that would actually be fun. We'll do it Wednesday night or Thursday. We'll get me on some Vicodin or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Some Vicodin. We'll throw some wine in us. We'll see what happens.
I'll tell you what, this could be an all-time winner here.
I'll bring my brownies.
Hey, winner!
Whatever you got to do, bro.
I love it. Well, dude, as usual, this is an absolute blast.
Fire.
See ya.
Brimstone, we're out.
Bye.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
One thing.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. It was just announced broadcasting lost a big one, man. Craig Sager passed today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mr. Jacket himself. He finally lost his battle with cancer, man. That's a bummer.
There's been a couple over the past couple years.
He fought hard. He fought hard and long too, man. He battled like hell. But we lost another one. So to the Sager family, condolences and rest in peace, Craig.
Absolutely. Hey, nice way to end it. See ya, buddy.
Ciao, guys.
Bye.